Hi, welcome to our beautiful little podcast room. This is a brand new podcast room. I know that, and we also have our first visit, which is Disco, I guess. You're a great first guest. We're not gonna lie. You should be our mascot, actually. I think I can start with why I wanted to do a podcast, because I think it was actually Banshee. I think it was you who said it first, and then it's been some other people after that as well who said it. But I think it was Banshee who did it, like put the first idea in my head. Because we all know that I am a big yapper. That is nothing new. We all know that I am a big yapper, and I also have a lot of different sides to me as well. I'm not just a super hyper, super high energy person, girl, streamer, whatever you want to call me. I do also have multiple sides to my personality. And I don't think that you guys as well get to see those personalities that often, because of the way we are doing our streams, and you guys get me really hyped, and I also really love that way as well. I really love that, and it really is my core personality, I would say. I can really be able to be calm for long periods of times, which is why we also say that I never do, there's never going to be like a 3-hour podcast, because I could never, my body could actually never be this calm for 3 hours straight. To be honest, but as we said, I do love to yap, and I am really also interested in so much different topics, and I love discussing it, and I love having you guys with that discussion as well, because I think you guys also have great perspectives, and you also have often a different perspective than what I have. And because of the way everyone is raised and where we're from and everything like that, and which is why I love the fact that we are able to do that, and we're able to have a discussion and a podcast and just yapping and talking about it. I really do. And I also think it's very fun and interesting as well, because especially you guys in this chat, I think a lot of you are not I think a lot of you maybe sometimes use all the different things we have, like the blurbs and the channel points and alerts and subs and bits and everything, to kind of mask every time we talk a little bit more, not necessarily serious, but just having a little bit more of a chat time. And I think that's very interesting as well, because I think it is a fun way when you guys know that there are no alerts. You guys could try and scare me and the alerts wouldn't pop off. There would be a little sign popping off here, but there would be no sounds or nothing. So it's not able to go that route right now, which I think is interesting, and I think it's a new perspective for a lot of us, to be honest. And Nurki got me into Star Wars games, exactly, which is I love that as well, Banshee. I really love that as well. It's a very interesting, and I think that's what's really interesting about especially the whole Twitch scenario, because you might find a streamer, right, who's playing a game that you like, and then you like the streamer, it becomes more of oh, I like hanging out here. I don't care that she's not necessarily playing the game I love the most. I just like being here. And then, let's say for you example, Banshee, I start playing Star Wars games because we are in May, and it is Star Wars month for a lot of us, especially me, since I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And then you're like, oh, wait, this looks kind of cool. I love this. And then you get into new stuff, or you get into new games, or you get into a part of yourself that you didn't think you were going to like, or you didn't think of. And I love that. I think that's such a fun way to go. And I think it's such a fun way to do it as well. So I really love that as well. And I do it and I have the same experience a lot of times after the streamer is much more important than the game for me. I have never played the games you play. Exactly. That is also, I agree. Yeah, exactly. Which I think is a very interesting take, Bouncer, because I know I do see a lot of my streamer friends and a lot of the streamers I watch that we're not necessarily friends, but like the streamers I watch or my streamer friends, I see the difference. I see the difference on the interaction in chat. I see the difference in viewers, even though if you're a streamer, don't watch your viewers. You don't care about your viewers. But as a streamer myself, it's interesting to see it when I watch other streamers as well. But I see sometimes that people are like, oh, I don't like this game, so I don't want to watch it. And I think that's a very interesting take, because I'm the same way. I love watching a streamer. I love the streamer, not always the games. I usually start finding a streamer playing something they like for me, Dead by Daylight or Overwatch or Fortnite or different story games or stuff like that. I bet 100% I'm going to find some new amazing streamers when Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resincts come out, because that's one of my favorite games. But I also agree that I like to stay in a chat, and I like to stay in a community because of the streamer and the community, of course, as well. Much more than the game itself. And I think it's very interesting that you say that, because, as I said, I do know a lot of people who leave, and I also have seen people in chat literally being 100% honest and being like, oh, you're not playing the game I like that you're playing. Okay, then I'm gonna leave. And I think that's very interesting that some people are like, hey, if you don't play the game I like, I'm not gonna stay. And I think that's very interesting and maybe even a bit weird. You know, do you like it for the person and the community, or are you only there for the game? And if you're only there for the game, you know. So I think it's very interesting, and I totally agree as well. It's a lot to do with the streamer for me, and the community. I feel like the community as well is also really important. If you don't get the feeling of being included or welcomed as a new person or a first-time chatter and stuff like that, you can often leave. You know, you can often leave. I saw a streamer that I look up to. You guys know this as well. This is not a secret as well. Her name is Watch Holly. I love her. She is such an incredible streamer, and I love the way she did it, because if there is a first-time chatter, she then sometimes say, let's take Alaric, for example, and Alaric is coming in saying hello or something like that, and it says first-time chatter. She then sometimes be like, hey, guys, let's welcome Alaric. It's the first-time chatter. Hi, welcome in. And I think that's such a cool way to do it. And I think it's a very way to be like, hey, let's welcome this person. And it's also a very interesting way to, how do you stay open for new people to come in and feel welcomed, while you also take care of the community you already have, which I think is a very interesting balancing pole. Like, how do I make sure that new people feel welcome, and it's not just insider stories or not just like the inner circle, and also how do I take care of that inner circle? The way I see it, it's easier to talk to people when you like the game. It's completely different once you become a part of the community, though. Yes, 100%. I agree, Alaric. Which is why I said I think a lot of people find a streamer when they are looking for a game. Let's say Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync again. It's coming out soon, and I 100% is going to look for people who are playing the game, because I want to see how people found it. I want to see how people like it, you know, like all of this. And so I also feel as well, it's usually like a way in, you know, it's usually a way in for the game, unless you are like on just chatting. It might be easier if you're on just chatting, but usually you find people through the game. But I agree as well, as it really is, how are you becoming a part of the community? I might find you because I like that you play this game, but I'm staying because I like you and the community. And I think that is what's important to focus on, the community and the streamer, and not necessarily just like, oh, you're not playing the game I like anymore, okay, then I'm gonna leave. I have one streamer I followed for a long time, but left because of bad community as well. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that is also so important, that you have to focus on the community as well. Like, you have to make sure that, and I feel like that's at least like I feel like it is the community's job as well. But I also feel like the person who should go in front is the streamer, you know? I'm taking care of my community, but we are always happy that new people are coming in as well, because that's how you find them, you know? That's how you find new people. That's how you find new friends and new people, you know? So I really agree that you have to also make sure that the community is welcoming and the community is nice. Which, not to brag, but I think that you guys in this awesome little community are doing very well. I see the way you guys are saying hello and taking care of new people. I see how you guys are welcoming people in the chat. I see how you guys are saying hello when people are coming into the Discord or the movie nights or stuff like that. And I think that's such a great example to lead by and be like, hey, welcome on into this little crazy corner of the world. I'm so happy I found Nurki's community. I feel like I'm at home here. Banshee, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is my big goal. I want to make people feel welcomed. I want to make people feel like this is the community where, as I usually say, you can be yourself, just don't be a dick, you know? Just don't be a freaking dick. You can be yourself. We are all allowed to have different opinions. We're allowed to like different things. We will find new interests because we like different things, but just don't be a dick, you know? And that's what I focus on. Let me welcome you all, and let me say hello, and like, let us be a community. But if you cross a line, you cross the line, you know? We are pretty awesome. I agree, Maleficent. We are pretty awesome. Banshee, I really appreciate that. I really do. I think it's very important as well. Like, I don't know, at least for me, that's what's very important, to make a community and to make a stream. So yeah, I think that's very important. I really do. So I appreciate that. And I also love it as well, because we are so many different people. I normally find it hard to fit in, and I think a lot of us do. I think a lot of us struggle to fit in, and I think it's also very interesting. I learned a new word when I started streaming a little over a year ago now. So as you guys know it, but if you are watching this on YouTube, hi, by the way. I don't know all the English word, right? Because I am from Norway. So there are some words I haven't heard in English, just heard them in like Norwegian. And I did learn a new word, which is called parasocial friendship. Is that what it was called? I think that's what it is. And that is a very new thing to me, because sometimes me as a streamer, I am a honest person, sometimes maybe too honest, and I just like open book, right? And then you guys are telling me stuff, which I appreciate, but it's also like a difficult situation, because as a streamer, you can't be everybody's best friend, you know? Like, no matter how much I want to, I can't be everybody's best friend. And it's such a like weird, I think that's what it's called, parasocial, one-sided relation. Yes, parasocial friendship. Because it's often, sometimes it does feel like that, because no matter how much I maybe want to, I can't, like, you know, I can't be everyone's best friend. And that was very new to me. It was very, very new to me, and it was very weird, because I'm like, how do I do this? How do I make sure that my community feels seen and my community feel heard without me being literally everybody's best friend? You know, like we have almost 100 people in our Discord now. We have around, like, I would say, you know, 20, 25 people really active in here, both Discord and Twitch. And nobody can be a best friend to 25 people. You know, it's going to be too much for everyone. And that's what I am, like, not scared of, but it really is something I'm like trying to focus on. I'm like, how do I make everyone be seen, heard, but also make sure that I can take care of my community, but also taking care of myself, you know? And that's very important to me as well. What did you say? But my point was, my little rant there was because I wanted to be a place where people can feel welcomed. That's what my point was. You know, like, that's because Banshee said, like, I normally find it hard to fit in. So that's where my rant went, that, like, I want this to be a place where we can, you know, fit in. Like even though we're not everyone the same, even though, like, somebody likes rock and somebody likes Justin Bieber and somebody likes opera, you know, or somebody likes this or somebody like that, or somebody does this and blah, blah, blah. And we're everywhere and we're different people. And it's like, yeah, but everyone is welcome here. I don't care if you like Justin Bieber. Good for you. You know, I don't care if you only play Stardew Valley. Good for you. I love Stardew Valley. I love some of the Justin Bieber songs, you know, like, not everybody, but like, we're so many different people. And that's what's important to me, that, like, this could be a space where we can all fit in. Same here. I'm really enjoying being a part of this community. And that's what's so important to me. I've never fitted in anywhere besides from meeting Nurki. And I think that's also very interesting, Maleficent, because I also never felt like I fitted in. And then I met you. And I can't believe that, because it's like 16 years ago I met you, and I feel so old when I say that. But honestly, I think we are very lucky, because we grow so much together. And instead of, like, losing the friendship, we talk through things. We have had our fights, okay? Me and Maleficent has had our fight. Me and Maleficent have definitely fought, and we still have our fights sometimes, but we are extremely good. You and Mal fight? Yes! Yes, we do! It's totally... I think that's very important as well, you know? Yeah, but not often. We don't fight every other day. It's not often, but we do. And I think that's very important, because when you meet people... yeah, exactly. It's not a true friendship without a few fights. And we're on 16 years of friendship. But what I do love is that we have learned through these years that let's talk about it. What is happening right now? You know, why are we having this fight? And we're talking through the fight instead of just arguing and fighting and be like, no, I don't like you anymore, so I'm leaving you and you're leaving me, and then we're just not friends anymore. And I love that, because I think both me and Maleficent has learned that we are growing together, both as friends but also as human. It sounds cliche when you say that. It sounds so cliche when you say it like that, but we are really growing together every time it happens. We always talk about it and end on good terms. Yes, doesn't mean I love her less or don't want to be friends anymore. Exactly. And it's honestly, I think I love you more after our fights. The few times we've had our fights, I almost feel like I love you more, because we learn so much stuff about each other's when we have it. Even after 16 years, we learn stuff about each other, which I love. And yes, also, hi guys, welcome on in. I see you, Rob. I see you guys. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Thank you. I think all you can do is provide a safe space, and if you can do that, you're onto a winner. Yeah, exactly, which is the whole thing, you know, like make it a safe space. You are allowed to be yourself, I'm allowed to be myself, and together we can have a good time, you know. And that's what's really important. Yes, but I also love that though, that like even after 16 years, like Ben, she was like, you fight? And it's like, yeah, everyone fights, and it's also very normal. What's important is finding middle ground, and if you can do that, you'll find the best people ever. 100%. I totally agree on that, Rob. I totally agree. It's the middle ground, and not what was I was gonna say? I think we've all been in fights in our lives where we want to win the fight, you know? It's maybe not that much that am I correct or am I wrong? I just want to win, you know? I think we've all done that at sometimes. And we had that talk, actually, me and my partner, we had that talk when we first got together, because I had been in a relationship where it's all about who is winning the fight, not who is correct. And he probably had the same. And then we started talking, and we realized that we have to stop wanting to win the fight. We have to find, as you said, Rob, the middle ground. We have to, how can we work this out? How can we find a middle ground where I am happy and he is happy? Not 100% happy, because nobody will be 100% happy, but that middle ground where we both can grow and be happy in our relationship, you know? And I think that includes friendship as well. It doesn't have to be like a partner relationship, but a friendship as well. How I see you, Nurk, is you're my streamer friend and Discord friend. Outside of that, we are separate entities. Yes, exactly. And I think that's also very healthy. I honestly think that's a very healthy way to look at it, that like, call it a streamer friend, you know, that's totally fine. Call it a streamer friend. But also understanding that we won't, and we almost can't, you know, tell all our secrets or say whatever we want to say, or, you know, there is boundaries that you have to accept, you know. So I totally agree on that. I totally agree. We do fight, not often, but yeah, exactly. It's not often. Absolutely, it's not often. I'm sorry, it sounds like we were fighting every other day. We're not. I think we've had like one fight in the last 3 years. So it's not like we're fighting a lot, you know, but like it sounded like we were fighting every other day. We're not. Like, I literally think it's been like one fight in the last 3 years or something like that. Yeah. So it's not like we're fighting a lot, but it do happens, you know. It sounded like, I'm sorry, we're not. When I argue with my partner, we talk calmly about it and sort it out, and we are stronger for it. 100%. A calm chat, figuring the middle ground, not about who is winning or who is losing or who getting points or who's getting not points. Just like, you know, talking about it. You know, like that's just what it is. Talking about it. You know. Hi Paul, welcome on in. Paul, we are doing our first ever podcast episode where every alert is off right now, but I welcome on in, Paul. I hope you're having a great Thursday. Welcome. And that's how it should be in real life. 100%. Talking with each other and being honest. I think that's also really important. Without communication, there is nothing. 100%, Ken. 100%. Communication and talking about it and being honest. And I think that's what's really, really important. He knows I hate conflict and stuff. And that's also about the communication, right? Like how do you act when we have a fight? Because it will be a fight. How am I acting when I'm fighting? How do we solve it? You know? How do we respect each other while we're having a fight? It has been a minute, Paul. I hope you're doing wonderful. Welcome on in. How are you? I'm here before my job interview. That's also so interesting. That's also such a good topic, guys. Like a job interview. That is amazing. What kind of job? Oh, that's so excited. Yes, you get all of my luck, all of my good lucks. You got this. You really got this. Oh, that is also such thing. That's also very interesting, to be honest. I could never hang out in a chat or do something before a job interview because I get so nervous before a job interview. I get so nervous and shaky. And so I'm very of the person that if I'm doing something, I can't, you know, I have to just sit here and wait. So that's very interesting that you can do that. Good for you, Paul. I wish I could do that. Wish I could do that because I struggle with doing that. If we fight Nerky, I think we would sort it out. I think so as well. If Benji and Nerky's fight, is that going to be streamed? That would be mad fun to watch. I mean in DMs. I do as well. I think I rarely fight with people on my stream. If there is something happening that I needs to be addressed, I will address it right there and then. But if something has been said that I think I can wait, I would always do it in a private message. I don't think I would ever like start fighting on a stream. That's not, you know, it's just a weird thing. A heavy job, but pay my bills. But yeah, I'll give my 100%. You got this. You got this, Paul. No, you got this. I believe. I think it's going to go amazing. I really believe in you, Paul. I think it's going to go great. It might be a heavy job, and I'm sorry it's a heavy job. And I also I hate that, you know, that the like, no, don't worry, Maleficent. Be right back. Be right back. Go be right back. Good luck in your game. I also hate that it's like, you know, how to do that and how to that you kind of have to work jobs that you maybe don't want because it pays, you know, like it sucks. Like the economy is like it's a whole other conversation, you know, like because it's so big. We don't find it from people. No. How much are tickets? I'll have 6 all for me. Okay. I mean I don't think I've ever would do that. I rarely do drama publicly, you know. Rob is like, give me the drama, but I rarely do public drama. I can tell funny stories about friends or families and stuff like that, but like actual drama, I rarely do public. I rarely do public. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight either. I don't like fighting. I'm really done with it. It's temporary to build my future in my 3D area. Oh, I love that, Paul. I love that. Wait, so it's a job where you work on the 3D printing or 3D building and stuff like that? I'm also just being daft, No, I know, Rob. I know. But I mean, we also are in a state in the society that we are like very used to the public drama, you know, like we see it on TikTok, we see it on streams, we see it on social media all the time, we see it on freaking TV, you know, there's so much drama everywhere. And so I feel like it's also is becoming a part of it. See it everywhere. Exactly. It's very like normalized, which I don't know if I like that, but yeah, you know, 100%. Oh, I needed that. a little hydrate break. I should have hydrated before I started the podcast. I should have taken like a quick break and be like, whew, I need some hydration. Drama equals clicks, equals BS. Bullshit content that we get absorbed in. 100%, Rob. Ken, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. As I said, the alerts are off, but I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it so freaking much. So thank you so much. Well, now I'm improving, trying to sell some assets to, in the future, live abroad with 3D work. So building my future now. Yes. I love that. Yeah, I just felt you're welcome. No, thank you so much, Ken. I really, really appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure that I see you. We all know that my alerts are kind of a lot, I guess is the word for it. So it's not that I don't want to be me doing the podcast. I really do want to be me. But I think like having all the sounds and all of everything in a podcast is not like, I think it could be a bit too much, But I just wanted to make sure that you see that I see you. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I got up and went out today. Yes! Oh my God. Can we, you know what? I want that to be the last thing we talk about in our podcast. I want that to be the last thing we talk about. I think that's such a good way. I want to talk about that. So, and I think it includes in literally everything we talked about. So, even before the podcast, I said to my community, I want us to have a little challenge this month for ourselves. And I want it to be that we need to start talking positive about each other. And, well, not each other, I'm sorry. Talking positive about ourselves. And I said, we don't need to start with the like, oh, I'm so pretty, or I'm so handsome, or I'm like, it doesn't have to be like the physical positive talk. I mean, do that as well. But just like talking positive, because a lot of us are so good at lifting other up. If I'm having a bad day and I'm like, hey, I have a bad day, you guys are so incredible good at just lifting me up and be like, no, have some fun, telling me jokes or telling me, bad jokes, or like, doing something like that to like lift my spirit so I can feel better. And then you guys can come in as well and be like, oh, I'm having such a bad day, or like, oh, I'm not feeling good today. And then we are doing the same for you guys. Like, you got this, we can do it. We've had like we've had like the positive push up where we have like put it on some music and be like, you can do this. This is one day of your life. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Like, we are really good at lifting each other up. And I said, I want this to be a little exercise, a little challenge, whatever you want to call it, to everyone who is here in the chat, everyone who's lurking. If you're watching this on YouTube, whatever, talk positive about yourself and do as Banshee just did. Also, Nurki, I got up and I went outside today. That is a positive thing about yourself. Hey, I did this thing and it's a good and positive thing. And I want that I want us to be better at it, I really want us to be that. Hey, I made my bed. I've walked 2 trips with my dogs today. I've been outside. I brushed my teeth, all of those small things. And just pushing ourselves up. That's what I really want to do. And I want us to try and do that to ourselves. And you don't have to tell it to anybody. You don't have to tell the chat. You don't have to tell a comment section. You don't have to tell it in Discord if you don't want to. If you want to, do it. And like, we can do it, and like, do that, but do it to yourself. Hey, I went outside. Hey, I brushed my teeth. Hey, I combed my hair. Or also look at yourself and be like, I look good today. Oh yeah. You are allowed to do that. That is my challenge to each and every one. If you are watching here, if you're lurking in the chat, if you're active in the chat, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is my challenge for you. Try and talk a little bit more positive about yourself, because a lot of us are really bad at it. And I want us to be better at it. to be honest. So how are you, Nurki? Enjoying this moment of your Twitch? I am. I really am. I'm doing okay. We have talked a little bit. I have struggled with my there's been a lot of sickness and a lot of shittiness. I lost my job and stuff like that, but I am enjoying it, and it making me do new things. It makes me push myself. It makes me want to try new things, and it makes me want to be creative, and I'm allowing myself to be me, you know? A couple of months ago, I would never have tried to do a podcast. Never. Because I was so focused on my energy part of my person, of me. I was so focused that, oh, everything has to be high energy. Anything has to be funny. Oh, everything has to be this and that. And it's like, you know what? That's not... I mean, it is me. It's 100% me, but it's not the full me. Sometimes I have days like this where I am much more calmer or tired or just don't have all of that energy, you know? And that is part of being me. It's a part of my depression. It's part of my ADHD. You know, there's so much. I am really on a roller coaster all the time, you know, and it's like it's gonna go 15 minutes and then I'm suddenly so much energy and I'm laughing like a donkey again, you know, and I'm like, you know what, I am me, everything is me, let me show the rest of my personality as well, and not just the like hyper ADHD Nurki, but let me show the rest of my Nurki, you know. That came out really wrong. I did not mean it like that. But like, let me show you the rest of my personality as well, you know? Okay, real talk. Okay, I listen. I'm new here. Hi, Rob. You might be new here, but you are already a part of this community. LTK brought me here. I love that guy. Shush, don't tell him. No, don't tell him. We're not gonna tell him. This stream right here is 100% real, and I love this. Rob, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's so freaking kind. Thank you. That's what we want. This is everything, you know? Just be yourself. Literally be yourself. And don't care if people don't like you. Nobody's going to like everyone, you know? People are going to come in this chat and in this stream and be like, what the fuck? And then they're going to go. And it's like, that's fine. Because there will come in people here, and there are people who are here who feel accepted here. And that's what's important. And some can be like, oh, I feel like this as well. And that's what's important to me. So thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate that. And don't worry, I won't tell anybody. I promise. One of my best volunteer jobs I had was as a listener, where I called people once a week on the phone with drug issues, health issues, psychological issues, and mental health. It was the most rewarding job ever. That sounds amazing. I think that sounds amazing. I think it's such an important job as well, Ken. So that sounds amazing, and I think it's so important. People need to talk to each other, and we need to feel that we can talk to somebody. And it doesn't necessarily has to be super deep as well. It could literally be like, hey, I went outside and I went to the store, or something funny happened, and you need to tell that to somebody. You just need to feel included and that somebody's listening to you. And I think that's so important, Ken. Like, I literally think that's so important. I had stormy days too, but nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. It's also such an important thing, Paul. Nothing lasts forever. One of my favorite sayings that I say is, a bad day is not a bad week. A bad week is not a bad month. A bad month is not a bad year. And a bad year is not a bad life. And for me, it has helped a lot. It really has helped. And it's also helped me with like, you know what? It's okay. It does take, maybe this time it takes 2 weeks for me, or this time it takes a month. But a month is not a year, and a year is not a bad life, you know? So I really love that sentence. I really, really do. If we feel left out, Nurki will do her best to make you feel. Yes. No. If you ever feel left out, oh my God, no. Please, you are welcome here. As I said, be yourself. Tell me what you like. I don't care if anybody else don't like it. I don't give a fuck. But just don't be a dick, you know? That's the only, that's the ruler. Don't be a dick. Tell me about your favorite kangaroo or your favorite light. I don't know. Let me know. I want to hear. Just don't be a dick. I love this is wonderful. Patience is gold. Patience is gold. It 100% is. It 100% is. So yeah, no, I totally agree. Okay, guys, I think this is a beautiful place to stop today's podcast. We've actually been having the podcast for 42 minutes already, which I love. You guys have literally been active chatting with me during this podcast for 42 minutes. I did not think that was going to happen. So I'm like blown away that you guys are literally coming in here yapping with me for 42 minutes, and we can have this beautiful conversation. I don't want to call it a discussion because it's not a discussion, but like just having this beautiful conversation. And it's been 42 minutes already. It's insane. I love that. Maybe we suddenly do this for 3 hours. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing this for 3 hours. I could never. I can already feel, you guys can also tell probably that I can already feel that like this is as calm as I can be for a while, like I can already feel my body like, okay, you've sit still now and talked for 42 minutes. Now you gotta I can already feel it. I loved it. I never met the people I would say hello, how are you, and just this is awesome, and it fits with communication is key. 100%. Communication is key, and no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter what, you need to talk to people. You absolutely need to talk to people. So yeah, I think we're gonna move over to our normal scene again, and we're also gonna change our category back to just chatting again. And when I do change it back to our normal big scene, alerts are gonna be soundable again. So let's not just go crazy. Everybody, don't go crazy. Well, if the people understand and no judge you. Exactly. Top podcast nerdy, love and peace to one and all. No, exactly. I love this. I'm so positive, surprised that you guys yapped with me for this entire podcast. Like I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. I didn't think that we were gonna actual talk for 45 minutes about stuff. So that's so cool and such a positive surprise for me. So that really excited me a lot. Oh, and this is perfect because we're getting an ad if you're on Twitch in a minute, so that's perfect. So then we're gonna stop the podcast, and then we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna go drink some water. I'm gonna go stretch my legs a bit. I'm gonna get some air, and I hope you will do the same. And then I'm gonna say bye to YouTube because I am recording this. So I'm gonna do the awkwardly little YouTube outro as well. If you enjoyed this podcast, please let me know. Either in the comments right now in the chat, or if you see this on YouTube, give it a like. Tell me you liked it. Tell me if you have any topics you want us to discuss, and we will probably discuss them because I love having new topics to discuss. So if you like this, let me know, or follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, everything. And we're hopefully I will see you guys in the next podcast episode as well of the Late Night Yapping. I think that's a great name for this, to be honest. So yeah.